Will there be a car ferry from Treasure Island to San Francisco? Swanee Cho, SFCTA Assistant Executive Director, answered this question at the Vision for Treasure Island and Yerba Buena Island Community Open House at the Shipshape Community Center on Saturday, January 20th, 2024. Following an introduction, Assistant Deputy Director Cho answers the question. Meeting transportation needs during this transition. There's a lot in here.
Yep.
So we have Muni number 25 here. This is a Treasure Island bus. Do you want to read this?
Definitely.
Up in here.
A strong transportation service is starting to grow with the ferry, but more will be needed. One Treasure Island and the San Francisco County Transportation Authority worked with community to identify the most urgent transportation needs. The city is seeking grants to support new services during this time of change. The city is also working to get permanent funding so that the transportation program does well in the long term. That's a lot of words, but it's going to take a while to build up the island, and we know there are needs right now. And we're working on getting grants so that we can get those needs met.
So then over here, community needs grow with the island.
Yes.
So do you want to explain this?
Yeah. So the general idea is the island is growing, and there are already needs on the island, and they're just going to become more and more important as there are more and more people. And so we just have a list of what the needs are. The Navy homes are built like suburbs, with an expectation that car travel would be central to life on the island. The island is growing as San Francisco grows. As car-centered travel becomes less realistic over time, strong public transportation becomes more and more essential. 60% of Treasure Island residents don't have cars for off-island trips. The need for transportation off-island will only grow as the island changes.
Okay.
The Muni 25 Treasure Island bus provides service to only one off-island San Francisco destination. East Bay public transportation connections aren't available yet.
Okay, next steps.
So we've got some next steps. Treasure Island Development Authority, TIDA, and the Treasure Island Mobility Management Agency, and One Treasure Island are actively seeking grant opportunities today. No, literally, we're seeking it today. And so we just asked people see Station 3B, which is over there, for near-term transportation enhancements to see more details on what those transportation enhancements are.
And we have one comment here. Safety of residents in and out of Treasure Island, often stuck at the only exit entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's driving. They're talking about driving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this one is, how about having ferry that can carry autos in and out of the island?
Now there's an interesting idea.
It is interesting.
Yeah. Right now, I've taken that ferry. It's very small, but I know they're going to put different ferries in. Mm-hmm. Are there any plans to have ferries that can handle cars?
Swanee over there would know, in the gray sweater. They're the transportation authority.
I'm going to ask her to go on video and answer that question after she finished talking to Bob Beck. Swanee, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can I ask you a quick question on video? There was a question on the poster board over there, a suggestion that they have ferries that can handle automobiles. Do you know if there's any plan to bring bigger ferries that can handle autos?
Not to my knowledge. That is not in the planning process to have a car ferry.
Do you know for a fact that will never happen?
I can't say that it will never happen, but I will say that there would have to be a significant redesign and reconstruction of the ferry landings both at Treasure Island and at the ferry building or wherever the other destination is.
So there'd have to be major building, they'd have to spend more money on larger ferries. It would be a major thing
construction project.
Yeah, to do it. And so right now, as I understand what you're saying, there's no plan to do it.
There is no plan.
Yeah.
You would also have to reconstruct all of the ferry landings so that you could drive onto the ferry and then off the ferry on the other side.
That's a lot of work and very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's really good. I'm putting this on YouTube, and I hope that's okay with you. Is that acceptable?
Okay, sure.
Okay. This is Swanee Cho, and she's with SFCTA, Treasure Island Mobility Management Agency.
That's correct.
Part of the government of the city and county of San Francisco. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And SFCTA stands for?
San Francisco County Transportation Authority.
Thank you.
You're welcome.